Hi guys, thanks for joining me. I'm just going live to let you know of something exciting that's coming up. I hope you will want to be a part of it in some way, shape or form. For those who don't know me, my name's Dawn McKevitt and I'm a local personal trainer, and I've done a lot of work in the leisure centres. I still teach in the community. I specialise in people with special needs, and I do a lot of fundraising for some of the projects that I do have for people with disabilities, etc. And I've been around for a long, long time. I can tell you that. But I stumbled across on Facebook being tagged into regularly to a post by a lady called Sonia. And I was reading all about Sonia and her battle, her ongoing battle. And it was obviously cancer related. And I thought I need to connect with this person. I'm reading all these wonderful posts about what she's doing every day, raising money for this, raising awareness. She's just the most courageous and bravest person. She's just phenomenal. And I thought I need to know more about this person. Why am I being tagged in? So I started reading a post, and she was running every day and raising money, as I say, for cancer research. And she was doing 5K and doing a Zumba class a day. And I just naively messaged and said, "Oh my God, I've just read your messages and your posts, your daily posts and update. You're an amazing, courageous lady, And I'm so in awe of your progress, your determination, your drive, your positivity. What Zumba are you doing?" And she said, "Dawn, I'm doing yours. Zumba Ermston. I'm on YouTube. You've got your channel, Dawn McKevitt, on YouTube with like 50 odd different classes, beginners and boxing, total Pilates, blah, blah, blah." She said, "I'm doing your Zumba on that channel." And I went, "Oh, wow." And I read more into this lady, and she's just phenomenal. And I just felt with you guys and the fact I've been delivering in this community since 1987, running all the leisure centres in Trafford, I know a lot of you. And I was thinking, why don't we try and do something incredible in our community? Try and make it like the biggest Facebook live something or other to generate interest as well, people getting fitter and moving around, but also if they want to take part in something exciting and positive. But first of all, let me just tell a little bit more about Sonia. Okay, so Sonia very kindly sent me this, and if I may read it to you. I've got my tea there. I've been practicing this. This is Sonia's story, and I'm sure some of it will resonate with you, not just as maybe an individual person, but someone close to you. So, Sonia's story. In March 2019, I was diagnosed with grade 3 invasive ductal carcinoma. In non-medical terms, I had received a breast cancer diagnosis. What I thought was a cyst in my left breast was actually a 4 centimetre cancerous tumour that had spread into my arms and lymph nodes. My life changed in that minute, and I didn't know if this was the end of the road. So my treatment began. On the 29th of April 2019, I said goodbye to my unwanted house guest, cancer. A treatment plan was in place. I underwent a 7-hour operation where the breast tissue and lymph nodes in my arm were removed. I had a full left side mastectomy. The operation gave me a fighting chance of survival, and there's some beautiful pictures of her. She's always smiling. In the days that followed, I received superb support and care from staff at Wythenshawe Hospital. I will always be indebted to them and the wonderful NHS. I recovered well from my mastectomy. I did develop a lymphedema in my left arm, as with no lymph nodes to filter toxins and tissues through the arm, I developed chronic swelling. This is a permanent condition, but manageable. I wear a support sleeve now to manage the swelling, and this works well. In the weeks that followed, I prepared for my hardest battle, the dreaded chemotherapy. I was transferred to the Christie Hospital in Manchester for my treatment. I have never known fear like the one where you have a cannula in your arm and watch drugs being administered, not knowing what their true effects would be, if at all, any. It is truly frightening. And there's a picture of her here having a chemotherapy. She's just so infectious, smiling all the time. The chemotherapy months were the hardest of my life. I had strange side effects, and I also had the one that majority of patients experience. I had vomiting, nausea, and pain in my bones. I was weak, tired, and in pain from the treatments. I'd even developed burn marks on my skin where the drugs had leaked out of my veins. My most personal battle was on day 13 from the first round of treatments. My hair fell out in clumps and I cried. It was not just about losing my hair. It was about losing my old self, but my identity. The chemotherapy finished on October the 1st. I'd been in a blanket of safety, surrounded by nurses and staff that were always available to support me. And now I was returning to the unknown. No one could tell me if the treatment had worked, if the drugs had killed the rogue cancer cells. There would be no full body scans. We had to hope this worked. The last of the active treatment was in November. I had 15 consecutive days of radiotherapy at Salford Royal, and radiotherapy makes you very tired, a fatigue that is unshakable for the weeks that followed. The beams burnt my skin. It can be painful and sore, and by the time you've reached the end, your skin has had enough. It's raw and ravaged by radiation. But this was the end of the active treatment, no more daily appointments. And I returned to work in November. I was keen to find some normality in what had been a surreal year. I missed that. I missed normality. I missed teaching, a job I had enjoyed for 18 years. I hadn't prepared for what the scientists call the latter effects of cancer treatment, in particular chemotherapy. I experienced peripheral neuropathy, which is a numbness in my feet and hands, nerve damage in my legs, and memory loss over the coming months. Cancer changes everyone. There is good and bad in the experience, but to me, the bad becomes insignificant. Today, I stand as one of the lucky ones, as too many of our friends and family are taken too soon by this disease in all of its different forms. This makes me sad. There will always be a fear of recurrence, but I manage this through a gratitude of what I do have, the here and the now. So in May 2020, a year on from the diagnosis, I committed to undertaking 5K a day, Zumba, to raise money for cancer research. As we're doing the Cancer Research Race for Life at home this year, I put a creative spin on it and turned it into a Zumba class a day to meet the challenge. And this is where the wonderful Dawn McKevitt got involved. And the launch of the fundraiser, Be a Dancer for Cancer Research, and a local community charity, the Toy House in Flixton. Thank you for hearing my story. I hope you can support us in raising vital funds for cancer research and the Toy House in Flixton. Research saves lives and develops the treatments needed to fight this cruel disease. Sonia wanted me to read that for her, so I was honoured to do so. Did you notice she said like a second charity? I'll get to that in a second. So the next community project is going to be a Dancer for Cancer, and we're going to do a massive live event on Facebook on the 23rd of May at 11 a.m. in the morning. Okay, all you'll have to do is go online on Facebook to Zumba Ermston and just open the page, and I'll be there starting the live. It's a live Zumba class. Okay, I'll talk about it in a second, so don't shut down on me because I've just said that. Don't shut down on me yet. Yeah, so it'll be live. Hopefully it'll be the biggest live class ever done on Facebook. That's what I'm hoping with your help. Now, we talked about splitting the proceeds, any proceeds, into two charities. Now, before we move on to the toy house, I have to say, there's a lot of us in the community now that are tight for money and cash, and wages aren't coming in for some of us at all. So your way of helping may not be financial. Your way of helping will be sharing your kindness, your donation of your time to give the links, to tell, to share, to send out the message about Be a Dancer for Cancer on May the 23rd at Saturday, 11 a.m. That's how your donation may come in that form. And that is absolutely wonderful if you can help us that way. So that's really important. So we're going to be splitting whatever we get between obviously cancer research, which we all know about. Very quickly, talking about the Zumba we're going to do. Don't forget, on my YouTube channel, where there's like 50 odd classes, all different classes, Pilates, everything, boxing, kids things. If you go on YouTube and Google search for Dawn McKevitt, all my videos are there. They're all free. Join in. There's beginners classes of every single class I do, and there's one there for Zumba. So that's where I'd like you to just have a look at. And you're in your own lounge. No one will be seeing it. You know what I mean? You can just shake what your mama gave you. And it doesn't matter if you're a daddy dancer or you've got two left feet. You know, just this is a real opportunity to get off that couch and do something really positive for yourself and for some fantastic causes. So let's go back to this toy house. This is interesting. Now, I knew nothing about the toy house. It's next to Delamere School, and the toy house was originally called the Delamere Toy and Tape Library. It's next to the school. This charity was actually came about solely from the organisation and funds back in 1981 for the parents in our community of disabled children. They have solely funded that. And then later on, Trafford Housing Trust had to help them. But unfortunately, that has now been pulled. And of late, they are only surviving by donations, coffee mornings, but we need to put it on the map. And this is our opportunity. And the irony was, I asked the community what other charities that they actually would have wanted the money to go to. And the most people said the toy house. And it was amazing. So, God, you know, we're all learning something. So basically, what is the toy house? I didn't know. But on the pages because we're going to have a Zumba Urmston page with all the actual, obviously you'll have your links to contribute if you want, and we're going to have a charity page, hashtag obviously about Be a Dancer for Cancer, so there'll be that page as well. So important if you can find them and like them, but I'll talk more about that at the end. But on those pages is going to be a video that the toy house has done, and it is brilliant, and it explains it far better than I would do. But what I'd just like to say is I'd never heard of it. But I'm going to offer a little bit of information here. And this is just what I sort of drew from reading up about it. I'll just do it very briefly. It's all about support and inclusion. And the activities there encompass the needs of all the groups in our communities from the age of 0 to 100 and more. It's about community integration. It's about accessing learning and development for everybody. It's especially for those with learning disabilities, mental health issues, those on the autistic spectrum, those feeling isolated, those with dementia. That actually is a big thing. That came second. So, you know, the toy house can help. It's basically there to help anybody with any physical disability, any eye or hearing impairment. There's even support for carers, parents, grandparents and siblings. There are classes for parents with twins, with triplets. Yeah, there's even a cafe and a sensory play area. I think it sounds amazing. So yeah, so look out on the Zumba Urmston page and the the actual charity page, Be a Dancer for Cancer in May, and click on those links and read all about it. It's just here near where I live and I had no idea. Okay, so basically, put in your diaries. On Saturday, the 23rd of May, 11 o'clock, you will have gone on my YouTube channel, just had a little bit of a shake about it and seen all the other stuff on there that's all great and free and wonderful. And as I said, it's not about money. It's not always about the money. Just help. Just share it. Share it with everybody. And that kindness, that giving of your time is just as valuable as any financial support anybody out there can give us in this really tough time. So it's important, I've got to remember this, please like our charity page, Be a Dancer for Cancer. If you're struggling with it, I'm Dawn McKevitt, so look for me on Facebook or YouTube and message me. And like Zumba Ermston, because everything's going to be on that page, all the links to how to pay to contribute if you can, and lots of other detail. And basically, all I can say is caring is sharing. And sharing is caring. So please feedback, any questions, any concerns at all, but make it May the 23rd on a Saturday, 11 a.m. Let's make a record on Facebook and let's put the toy house on the map for everybody in our community, for it to thrive and grow. And obviously cancer research, but we all know about that. But thank you so much for listening and considering what we hope will be an amazing experience on that Saturday. So take care of yourself and one another. Lots of love.